What's good, my fellow Latex Warriors? Coming back at you with another 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross video. In today's video, I'll be covering the patch notes that we'll have coming in the future. Pretty excited about some of it. Before we get into this, I want to let you guys know I will be uploading this video today as of March 11th, Thursday, as a placeholder for Friday. So if you realize there's no video for Friday, it's because this video will take the place, but I'm uploading it today because tomorrow I'm going to be seeing my brother, and I don't want to have to worry about uploading the video or anything, so that's why I want to upload it today. Just want to let you guys know that, because I see him every Friday. Might see him more often through the week, but I don't know. As of late, it's Friday, and I stay the night, and then I come back, but I just wanted to get that out the way so people know. And also, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If you could like, comment, subscribe, we greatly appreciate it. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it shows you guys are enjoying the content. We're kind of at the road to 100 subscribers now, so if you guys can help us get there, that'd be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So we'll be breaking down the patch notes today. So I'm not gonna go through every little detail. I'm just gonna go through the obvious stuff. So let's see, we got this right here. 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross reveals most of the odds. Okay, yeah, that's just talking about. Oh, however, some of the elements have not been disclosed, so adventurers have inquired. The probabilistic elements that are currently difficult to identify in the game have remained the same since the launch of the 7 Deadly Sins. Among them, I would like to tell you about the content that adventurers frequently ask for inquiries. In the case of the equipment option related to probability, the 4 options that can appear uniformly appear with a 25% probability each, and one value can be obtained with a uniform probability among the detailed numerical intervals of the option. For example, if you change the runes option, the health recovery rate, absorption rate, regeneration rate will appear with a 25% chance. When the health option appears, one of the values from 1.0 to 3.0 is assigned with the uniform probability. Also, in the case of the Weasel Hammer, there is a 90% chance of success and 10% chance of a jackpot. The probability of failures of the Weasel Hammer has been removed from April 16, 2020. In addition to the above, we are reviewing the methods so that you can check the details in the game for additional related info. Okay, so basically, what that's covering is it's just breaking down like the gear stuff, like the rates and stuff like that. And they're gonna address it more in the future. They're gonna add options so we can visually see it better. And then let's see, for our next piece, we got the second is about personality phases. For 20 months, various heroes were added to 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, and they appear with various personalities. With more than 150 heroes working together, several phases were added to complement the user's convenience, or as we refined parts that were deemed unnecessary. There were some parts that were insufficient or ambiguous in the description and content. For example, it is true that there are areas where the expression of the activation or not is unclear when each hero is placed on this, such as the following. At the end, okay, so we got Halloween, Meliodas, Mikasa, and Little Wing King. So at the end of each turn, the hero's critical rate increased by 10%. Oh, okay. So let me read the rest of this, and I think I'll understand what it's talking about. As such, I thought that it was necessary to reorganize the relevant phases and rules at the beginning of the launch. In addition, we are reviewing the development that are applied to the sub, which many people have given, so they can be displayed in the game as they are actually applied. In the future, we will continue to check and improve the maintenance and adjustment of the text at certain points in time. In this regard, we ask for your understanding that the time was delayed in the thorough investigation of the personality phases and functions of all. So essentially, this is another good QOL. You know how some character passives are like really weird to comprehend and you don't really understand how they activate? Basically what they're saying is in the future they're going to fix the wording of certain passives so we can understand what they mean, which is really good for the game because there's a lot of passives that are worded like fairly strange. So that's a really good fix. And then let's see, the third thing we got here, the third story is about the counter-fighting war. Okay, I think this is about Guild Wars. To be honest, I don't really care too much about Guild Wars, but I'll slowly do this so you guys can look at it. I'm not really fond of Guild Wars, because I'm pretty sure this is Guild Wars, so yeah, I'm not gonna. You guys can look at that at your own discretion. I don't really care for that. The fourth is about new updates and content. In the case of 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, I think that it is one of the games with a lot of content to be played. Because of this, it is true that the application of new content is always approached carefully. We want to avoid the direction of creating completely new content and becoming a new homework. And as in the case of reorganization of the Tower Trials, we will reorganize the existing content to form a new form or connect it with various growth factors. We want to provide content with... I mean, I think they should take the approach to make newer content, because you don't want to recycle content all the time. That gets old, especially like in a gacha game. Because think about gacha games, like, they don't really have as much replayability as like a console game per se. So you got to make sure that you have enough refreshing content for people to play. Like, I know a gacha game, you're not supposed to be able... most people aren't going to be playing it 24/7. Nobody really does, because gacha games get boring kind of quick, especially if you're far in the game and don't have much to grind. But I think they should take the new approach to make newer content, because them not is kind of like, I don't really see why they wouldn't. Because them making newer content would be for the better of the game. They wouldn't really ruin the game. To be more specific, we plan to introduce a new Knights Templar boss battle first through next week's update, and we look forward to the creative challenge and the attack of adventurers with the emergence of a new boss battle after Akumo. So basically what they're saying is new final boss is coming and a new guild boss is coming, so that's good, because I already seen a little bit on it. There's gonna be 10 commandment bosses and stuff coming out, which is really good for the game. I'm glad that they're finally doing it, and I think the first ones we'll be getting is Moleskula and Galland, because those were in the files. And we're also getting the final boss Gila and Jericho, so that's gonna be really cool. I'm glad they're going in that direction and making final bosses of like all the characters, because they should. I think it's better for the health of the game. But I'm not gonna say everything, because you'll see it later on, and I'll discuss it then. To be more specific, we plan to introduce a new Knights Templar boss battle first through next week's update, and we look forward to the creative challenge. Oh yeah, I already read that, oops. In addition, as previously announced, we are working on reorganization of the Tower Trials in a new form. As before, we are planning to reorganize content into challenging content that requires a harder attack as it goes higher than the product farming destination, and we are preparing to target the highest level content that cannot be clear without knowing the strategy. Okay, that's good, because, I just hope it's not Season 3 Reverse back, because Season 3 Reverse isn't even difficult, it's just unfair. Thing is, there's a difference between unfair and difficult content. People gotta realize that, because people get the two mixed up. People think just because you throw a whole bunch of annoying gimmicks on a character makes them difficult. That doesn't make them difficult, that just makes them unfair. Because you take off all those gimmicks that are annoying and they're easy as hell. There's a way to make a difficult boss without throwing a whole bunch of annoying gimmicks on them, and they can be difficult. If you guys know what I mean. And then let's keep going. As mentioned in the previous developer note, Super Awakening coins and other goods obtained from the Tower Trials will be provided so that they can be replaced by other dungeons. Although it was briefly mentioned in the previous developer note, a new Progressive's War against the background of the Ten Commandments is also being prepared, and plans to show a different form of the existing Progressive's War. Existing Progressives will not be repeated in the forms or returns, and a new mode will be added to deliver the fun of another attack at a time when new Progressives do not appear. The new Jimbos are preparing to be released in mid-April, so please look forward to it. So essentially what they're saying here is that they're preparing new final bosses, and the old final bosses are going to come back in like an interesting kind of way or some sort, or like their stuff's going to come back in a different way. That's fun. So that's a good approach. Because honestly, we don't need to repeat the older final bosses anymore. All they need to do, move on, give us new ones, and then if they're gonna like do reruns of the same final boss, give us like a mode where, you know, it's like fun and we can earn the other final boss things and stuff. I think that'd be fine. I'm cool with that. Then for the next thing, fifth is the story of opening up factors related. Oh, okay, this is good. This is good. This might be talking about what we're thinking about. Yep. Okay, so until now, some notions Grand Cross added hero growth factors such as Super Evolution and Super Awakening, and new growth factors have not been added for more than 9 months since the addition of the last growth factor, the Super Awakening system. So many adventurers, you're stuck at the limit of this hero's growth. However, as there are more than 150 heroes, we are carefully approaching the additional stages of growth, and as mentioned in the previous developer note, we are preparing to add new stages of growth that are linked to the new content. At the time of introduction, this part will be guided once more through the developer note. And then finally, we are talking about the in-game improvements. Okay, so yeah, that's a really good one too, the growth, because people are really interested about what they're going to release next, like level 85 or 90, or they're going to give us SA6. People really don't know what they're going to do next, but it could be really interesting. But I hope they go slow with it, because SA6 will be really broken, and any whale could easily get SA6. Because SA6 is going to be extremely broken. So I hope they wait on SA6 does not need to come until, like, after, like... I'd probably say not until, like, around the 3rd anniversary time, to be honest. Because SA6 is broken. And let's see where we're at. While servicing the 7 deadly sins for a short period of time, we have made up for the shortcomings and continuously improved the inconveniences, but I think there are still a lot of deficiencies. There may be limitations to improving many areas at once, but we will improve the matters that adventurers have given their opinions first, so you can feel the change. We will briefly convey the content currently being prepared for improvement in the near future. So 1 item acquisition information reorganization. Okay, that's pretty simple. They're just going to reorganize how that works. Reorganization of the Battle Festival store. We plan to reorganize the Battle Festival store. Pretty straightforward. Addition of regular sales and acquisition of costumes. Okay. We plan to support the purchase of costumes that cannot be purchased at a certain time by expanding the regular sales of item. Okay, so they're going to make that better. And they're going to make certain costumes be available through the Hawk Pass, so you can get for free. Annihilation Hell difficulty AI invitation function added. So we're going to be able to control the AI how we want, I think, during Hell Raid, so that's pretty good. Overall, I would say this is a pretty good developer note. They're addressing a lot of the points that people wanted to get addressed. And also, I really commend Netmarble for addressing a lot of these points, because there's not a lot of games that are bold enough to, like, listen to the community's feedback. Like, they might look at the feedback, but they're not listening to it. Like, there's, like, Bethesda, for example. Look at how their game's gone downhill. They don't listen to feedback. They look at it, but they don't listen to it. But, these, developer notes are looking really good. There's a lot of positives in here. I'm not really seeing too many negatives, so I'm pretty happy about this developer note. It's bringing a lot of light to the game. And, of course, you gotta keep in mind, Grand Cross isn't even 2 years old yet, so there's still plenty of development to come along. And I feel like by the time we hit, like, because I feel like this game could last easily, like, 5+ years, like, with how they're handling the QOLs and stuff. The only thing they need to fix is the content dry spell. If they fix how dry the content is and give us more difficult content, this game will be a masterpiece. But other than that, like, they're doing amazing with the QOLs. Like, they're doing really good. But, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'm sorry this video was long. I had to address the point about my brother and such, and there was a lot to cover in this patch note, and I wanted to break it down so you guys understood. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, make sure not to pull off it too tight, otherwise the outfit might fight. This is Latex God, signing out.